All right, boys. It's here. It's the best week of the year. It's the fall international break. We've played 3 rounds of football, and we're already talking international. This is Red Card Radio. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening from. Thanks for tuning in. Red Card Radio is a weekly look at the Premier League from 3 friends who support different clubs. My name is James. I support Arsenal. Up top is Brad. He supports Chelsea. And down below is Sean. He supports Tottenham. Gentlemen, good day. How are you? How are you feeling as the transfer window comes to a halt? Are you happy? Are you sad? Let's get into all of it, yeah?
Yeah, let's do it. All of the undefeated teams say aye.
Okay, you're
Aye.
such a troll. Go away, Brad.
No,
Before we get in
because
here,
Mr. 6 Points down below wanted to keep on talking about Mr. 6 Points.
who
I
have you
couldn't
guys
have part of this
played? Who have
conversation.
you guys played so far? You've played
Does it
Fulham.
matter? You play all the teams and you win all the teams or draw.
You played
We have not
Fulham.
lost yet.
Who did you play last
There's
week? West Ham, who's going to get relegated, and Crystal Palace. You drew. Okay, all right.
which
Tracking.
there are 3
Like that.
teams. There are 3
Like not
teams
a
that are
bad point.
undefeated. Can you guess the 3 teams that are undefeated?
Why don't you tell us, Brad?
Well, we know Liverpool and Chelsea. You guys have a guess for the 3rd undefeated team?
Why don't you just tell us, Brad?
Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Putting it out there.
While you're checking out that table to see who the undefeated teams are, don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, and review. 5-star, tell a couple of friends, tell your parents about it, and leave a comment below. Do all of that while you're checking the table to find out who the undefeated team is.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. Couldn't have done it better myself. Okay.
What are co-hosts for?
Yeah, James? Absolutely. Picking up the slack when the other co-host gets unhinged.
One co-host derailed it. Somebody's got to put us back on the tracks.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the hard work and effort that you put into this podcast. Shout out Sean. The ticker tape would not be possible without him. So if you've been liking the ticker tape for the last 2 years,
also you got a bone to pick.
Sean. Okay.
I got a Buffalo Wild Wings bone to pick.
Yo, I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Let's go.
No, you're not going to be here for it when you hear my bone to pick. I logged in and started working on the ticker tape, which pre-work from the off season had been done the first three weeks by
your boy,
Mr. Host himself, James. I log in and start working on, and what I do, just so everybody knows, a little peek behind the curtain, what I do is I just copy last week's ticker for the future, paste it in this week's review, and then fill in the scores from there. So this was copied and pasted from James's handiwork himself, in which he had the Friday game as
August 25th.
Friday game.
Crystal Palace and Aston Villa, which you can still see in the ticker tape page, by the way, his handiwork.
I can, yeah, I see that.
Yeah, you had it as a Friday game, and I could not find it on Friday and was losing my mind, only to realize that they played on Sunday.
I wonder if they moved it. Because so I made time out, Brown. Hold on. I made this ticker. I they set the TV schedule.
It was pre-made weeks ago.
Like 6 weeks ago. I wonder if initially the Premier League website had it listed on Friday and then it got moved because it was that awkward late Sunday, what it turned out to be. So I wonder if they just moved it because Crystal Palace or something like that in the Europa League or something. I don't know. But yes, that's a good point. I do see that now.
You made me look to be a fool.
Well, I'm glad that you caught it, but it was probably, I'm gonna have to go back and look at our preview from last week because it's probably wrong from our preview.
It is wrong.
Oh man,
it is. Yeah, the ticker, I just copied and pasted it last week. You made me look to be a fool.
Nobody noticed it. Unbelievable. Well, now that we're 5 minutes in and you guys realize that this is a super serious, well-run, highly oiled machine that is Red Card Radio.
It's a mistake. We got to be honest to our.
True.
We got to be honest to our.
Absolutely. So Brad, break that down. That Fulham, that London derby. 2 points over Fulham, or 2 goals. Excuse me. How do you feel?
So that first half was probably one of our worst halves of football. that we played, it was not good, but we hung in there and then snatched a corner kick goal. We did an Arsenal on these guys. Grabbed a corner kick goal off of a header. I'm throwing Chase
I
today.
just don't get.
Um,
We'll get into Arsenal in a minute. This is absurd.
and then the second half, we just controlled the game. 100% a clear penalty. I don't think anybody has an issue with that. I know there is an issue with the VAR call.
Oh
Here.
yeah, absolutely. There's an issue with the VAR call.
I was waiting.
But
I was giving you your floor before I brought it up. Yeah.
but I don't think this is as spicy as you guys are trying to make this out to be.
Well-
Either way, the call for penalty was correct. Homie jumped up and had his arm and leg like outstretched, hits the arm. That's a penalty every single time in the box.
It's penalty. I don't think there's anything he could do about it, but it also was an unnatural position. So what are you going to do?
Yeah, but
I don't think the call was wrong.
you don't think
Yeah,
that
I
you
don't-
don't. Hold on. You don't think the penalty?
He's
call was
talking
wrong or
about the
foul?
hand. He's talking about the
I'm saying
penalty.
no, the foul. I think once he went to the screen, once it was recalled back to him, I think they got the correct call.
What?
He's mid skill move doing a saucing your player up, doing a spin move where he's got to be able to put his foot down. Like it's not a challenge. He's in possession of the ball, saucing your guy up before he drops a dime 20 yards down the field. Like he's mid spin move.
So so what you're saying is if I'm doing a spin move, I can step on any foot anywhere?
Well, are you
Yeah,
trying
because
to?
you're in possession. Your foot shouldn't have been there.
Hold on. But Brett, let me ask you this:
if I'm trying to sauce up somebody and I stomp on their foot, is that not a foul?
hold on, but that wasn't a stomp.
He's not levitating. He
stepped on his foot.
No, the point
Yeah,
is
he's
the
allowed
step
to
on
put
the
his foot down, is what I'm saying.
impeded, Chaloba's ability to defend it is what the call was,
Okay, tough luck.
which would then
Also-
make it a foul.
Hold on, but
Also, if you come up to me and I pull the ball back and put it behind me so that it's farther away from you, that's also impeding your ability to defend the ball too.
it's a good point.
Right, but it's allowing him not to be like there's no chance at recovery of the ball once he's stomped on his foot.
Hold on. What if two people are running down the field and the offensive player dribbling the ball steps on the defender's foot? Is that a foul? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Should be. Why would it not be?
Okay,
That's how it's been called.
Hold
on. Why are we shocked at this? Has that not how it's always been called?
That's
No.
just a wild world to live in, Brad. That you're saying that in a game called football, someone steps on someone else's foot, it's a foul. Like that's. I want you to think about that. Like extrapolate that in your brain for like 30 seconds, and like you don't see that there's a problem there.
No.
Every time someone steps on someone's foot, it should be a foul.
It is. When is it not a foul?
It is when you're going in for a challenge and you miss the ball and get the offensive player's foot. It all depends on who has possession of the ball. That's what me and James are saying. And in this instance, he has possession of the ball. He's doing a spitteroonie, so he is not the challenger.
Yeah, it seems
Saying that stomping on somebody's foot is a foul.
I think saying stomping, using the verb stomp there, or using stomp as an adjective to describe that action, I think is extreme to begin with.
I think in any event, it ultimately didn't matter because Chelsea got 2 in it. So it ultimately wouldn't have mattered.
I disagree wholeheartedly with that entire.
Changes the
I
game
think-
100%.
I hate
think-
that line of thinking.
No.
But I also do think it does change a lot for Josh King, who a very young, promising player almost just had his first goal, and it was called back minutes later.
Yeah, I think it's a terrible call. I think we ultimately have to leave it up to you guys. If you watch the video, go on YouTube, check out the highlights, see the call. Let us know in the comments below what you think about it.
Not also just the comments, but also we're debuting maybe not quite a new segment, but a new feature with the podcast. We are going to be chronicling the worst ref calls of the year. Because there are so many that it's impossible by the end of the year to remember all of them. So we've created a Discord channel where you can log in what you believe to be the worst call of the year each week. If you think there's a really bad call, it doesn't have to be each week, but it seems to be every week and sometimes multiple times a week. that you could just log those bad calls in there. Maybe at the end of the year we'll round it up. We'll pick up the top 3. Maybe we'll get little trophies made and call the PGMOL and see where we can send them to. Which ref had the worst call of the year, and we'll just call the PGMOL. Hey, we got some trophies for you for all your bad calls this year. So some of them took the cake, so we made trophies for them.
Yo, the PGMOL absolutely has to have a mailing address.
Yeah.
I'm actually here for mailing troll mail to the PGMOL.
No, these are trophies for the worst call we have seen this year. We made them for you. We want you to give them to Oliver. We want you to give them to Michael Oliver. They're all 3. Michael, he got first, second, and third in worst calls of the year.
Well, this one has to go to the VAR who got booted off the Liverpool Arsenal game. So that's hilarious.
Who was that? Kavanaugh?
No, it wasn't Kavanaugh. It was somebody I hadn't heard of before. Let us know in the comments though. Watch the replay. Let us know what you think. If you agree with Brad, you can be wrong with him. But if you agree with the logical people and the people who have reason and ability to discern, let us know. Let Sean and I know. Let's turn our attention to another team in London. That would be Bournemouth coming to White Hart Lane and getting that booty from Spurs. I believe I read an exact quote from a Spurs supporter that said, if Vicario wasn't in goal, if a tall Italian man wasn't in goal, it would have been 5. So
I think that Spurs fan was me, I believe.
Yes, I can attribute that. I can attribute that quote to you.
If there was a very tall Italian man in goal, it would have been way worse. The only reason we weren't absolutely thoroughly embarrassed was Vicario. It was.
So what happened? What happened?
What happened? I don't know. Like we just weren't there.
This was supposed to be the easy one. It gave you 3 points and get up to 9 points. That's what I heard last week.
Yeah, it's like the old. It looked like the old saying when somebody's not very smart, and you're just like, "Hey, the lights are on, but nobody's home." That's what it looked like. That's what Tottenham looked like. You know, like I see that the lights are on, but nobody's there. But nobody's inside.
That's funny.
I watched the whole game. I still don't know what happened. The whole time I was like, at any point we're gonna start playing regular football, right? Like at some point we're just gonna like wake up. I think it was the 66th minute. We got our first shot on goal.
Ooh.
Which was a shot from out. It was a rebound off of a corner, which was a volley shot that got blocked outside of the box. So technically it was a shot. No, it wasn't a shot on goal. Technically it was our first shot, but it was not on goal. And it was a 35, 40-yard volley that got blocked before it got to the box. And that was our best attempt at offense the entire game through 66 minutes.
At home too, that's wild.
Absolutely wild. Their press was pretty oppressive. Sorry, it was offensive too.
It was offensive to your eyes.
It was offensive to me, but it was also oppressive, which is what I was trying to say. And normally we're not really bad at, when we get a high press, we're not really like intimidated or scared by it. We normally just pass around and get out of it eventually. But it seemed to be like a foreign language to them. Like, this is like, did you not just do this for the last 2 years? You know how to get out of a press. What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
This was a staple. We played out of the back. We would get pressed a lot. It's something we normally do. Don't act like this is new to you. That was the big thing, is they were almost panicked. We never had anybody presses before.
I mean, I think this is where
make some passes.
I think this is where you're missing Kulusevski, you're missing Madison in the middle, you're missing like that 8, that 10 to like break the press.
Honestly, once we brought on Bergvall, it changed.
Yeah.
He started making turns, because that's what you need to break a press, is the player you find in the middle that turns and finds space. Yeah, finds the space, makes the good turn, gets the space, and gets the ball out. And Bergvall was doing that. We we did end up having a couple of Petrovic had a couple of saves. Not Petrovic. Or is it? Yeah, no, it was Petrovic.
Petrovic.
Yeah. He had a couple of ended up the game with I think there was like 2 shots on goal. So and that was clearly from after the 70th minute on.
Now,
So there were some chances, but it was just too little, too late at that point. It's something that should have been recognized by Frank earlier that we needed something else in the midfield.
what's his name? You guys have Bentancur kind of playing in that half space in between the center backs,
and
right?
he's just Bentancur and Palhinha are alternating off the 6, but when we're on the ball, Palhinha sits back, Bentancur goes forward. When we're off the ball, they both settle in, and Palhinha may play a little bit out, more sweeper, and Bentancur drops back.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like a
seems to me
a 6 pivot.
It seems to me
instead of an 8 pivot.
that when you guys get possession, it seems like Frank wants to put Bentancur on the ball to be progressive. And so he's kind of occupying that half space in between the center backs to get that first pass from the center backs to move it forward.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure that's his best role.
No, it's not.
So I don't think he's great necessarily at that. And maybe this is showing that you're missing someone like a Kulusevski or a Madison or something like that.
Even still, from its onset, I was not sold. We've had some good results, so I can't argue with good results.
Sure.
I have to just suck it up and say, all right, well, I'm just not as smart as Tom and Frank. But when we rolled out a midfield of Sar, Bentancur, Palhinha, I was like, okay, well, yeah, but that's not what Bentancur does. That's not what Sar does. Like, what do we do? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
That's not their roles. That's not what they're good at. Sar is more of the distributing. He's more of the 8. Bentancur is more of the 6. We can't have 2 6s and an 8, and we don't have anybody to distribute the ball. That's not their skill set. So I was confused from the beginning. So then when we made the sub and put Bergvall on, that kind of changed the game. It was for Palhinha, which unless he is just not in game shape, maybe I would just find that really difficult to believe that he's just not ready to play 90 minutes. It's not like it was just on Bayern. I just refuse to believe that he was just slacking off at Bayern.
And it's not like it's an Isak situation or a Gyökeres situation where they hadn't been practicing.
They weren't playing. Playing or practicing.
He didn't play much last year. That's why they loaned him out so much.
But there's a difference between not playing and not training.
Not training. Yeah.
Right. I don't know if he was not training over the summer.
I'm sure he was training. I'm sure he was part of their training setup.
Yeah. So I just refuse to believe that he can't make it 90 minutes unless there's something that is not public knowledge, like there's an injury or some type of training malfunction. I don't know, but I don't think there's a reason. The swap would have been Bergvall for Sar or Bergvall for Bentancur. That's the swap, and leave on Palhinha. That was the swap. And I also don't know with how good he was. I don't know his aversion to Gray as a game, as a switch of gameplay. But he hasn't utilized him yet. Not sure what that's about, but maybe he just values Bergvall and Bentancur and Palhinha more. I just don't. We'll see as the season moves on.
It's still really early.
Short sample size, but or maybe he has different plans. Did want to give one quick shout out as we head into international break. Really proud of Jed Spence for getting his head right and getting the call up for first ever call up for the England national team. Good for him.
Can we
well earned.
Can we spare a thought real quick for the 3 teams at the bottom, Wolves, Aston Villa, and Fulham, in a sense that we saw this a couple weeks ago when we had looked at the amount of money spent, and Villa hadn't spent any money, Fulham hadn't spent any money, and Wolves had been obliterated by sales. Are either of you guys surprised so far to see Wolves don't have a point and the other 2 have like 1 and 2 points respectively?
Sir, excuse me. Aston Villa don't have a goal.
That face is amazing.
James's face, he was like, wait a minute, that can't be right.
That is
They
right.
don't have a goal.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
I didn't
So
realize that.
Fulham have just had terrible luck. Yeah, Villa hasn't scored a goal, and you're right, Wolves got obliterated.
Wolves
100%.
had, just like last year, they had a really tough start to the season. So I think the Wolves thing,
Yeah, but
we all thought they were going to be pretty bad, but we knew this was going to be the beginning of their season. Just
Yeah,
like
but
last year, we knew this was going to be the case.
they've lost so many important players, right? Like,
Can you name three? Can you name 2 players on Wolves right now?
Well, they got Kilman. There's bound to be a Neves. There's always a Neves at Wolves. I couldn't tell you his first name, but there's just bound to be a Neves somewhere roaming around.
No.
Brad, are you smiling because I'm right?
Hold
No,
on.
there's not wrong.
I'm gonna
There
look
isn't
at
wrong.
dang.
Jose Sa, we knew that. Matt Doherty.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
they're
I got
know
Kilman, though.
Larson because they didn't
Strand
sell
Larson.
Larson this summer. And that
But
whatever
when you
Pep
lose,
said, I'm not gonna repeat what Pep said last year.
look, when you oh, the Korean guy, I forgot about the Korean. That was a very funny statement. Well, no, it's not, because Bentancur got suspended for it. So Bentancur got suspended for saying all Korean people look alike.
Yes, I remember that.
Pep's just out here dropping out. They got that Korean guy. It's just like, all right, well,
But
that's
look, we know,
president.
like we just did this, and there's 3 people we legit know.
Recognize, yeah.
Yeah, but when you lose,
recognize.
it's different when you lose Cunha and Aït-Nouri, and like you're 2 probably the best players you've had in a very, very, very long time.
That's a good question.
And then you lost your best midfielder the year before to Wolves, to City also.
I should
They have been decimated.
Who's
Jimenez isn't on there anymore. Nunez, I think, came from Wolves.
That's right.
Unless I'm crazy.
All right, who have they lost this summer?
And Neto.
Cunha, Aït-Nouri,
Neto,
Fabio Silva. Who are they? Nelson Semedo. Nelson Semedo. Who else?
Yeah, that's probably their best player left. Nelson Semedo.
Greg Dawson was released. We know his name. That's the reason why I said it.
Who did they sign? Strand Larson, who I don't think has featured yet. Fer Lopez, I have no idea.
I know not a single name. Yeah.
I guess my general point was we all, I think, even with our predictions and our sheets, we knew Wolves were going to have a really challenging year.
Yeah, and so let's think about this, because the players that they signed: AZ Alkmaar, Hellas Verona, Fluminense, Girona, like Genk, like they're getting players with no Premier League experience, which isn't necessarily unheard of for a team like Wolves. But they're going to, I think they're going to have a learning period where these players have to come in and learn the league, figure out the refereeing, and so I think, they're going to struggle for a while.
Maybe they're playing 3D chess. Maybe they're getting a parachute payment before the parachute payment. You know what I mean? Like they just jettisoned 100 mil for Cunha, whatever, 70 mil. They just got $170 million parachute payment before they get a parachute payment next year. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You see that, Brad? You see what I'm talking about, Brad?
Yeah. Trying to get it early.
Like thinking 3D chess. Just bank it for a year, let that turn in 8% return on investment, put it in the bank. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Turn around and spend that in the championship.
But they got to hold it for more than 12 months. They'll have to pay short-term capital gains tax on it, so they can't.
That's United States rules. You don't know what it is over there. It could be different.
Even higher, I'm sure.
And then Villa not scoring a goal.
That's wild. I didn't know that was a thing.
I do. You're genuine. Your
actual
genuine shock that was a real stat. That it was a real life stat.
I was taken aback by that.
I feel like, they brought in 3 people on transfer deadline day. One of them is hilarious. They loaned in Sancho and Harvey Elliott. I think Elliott has like a obligation next year. Sancho's just, I think, a straight loan, maybe with an option.
Jadon Sancho.
Yeah, Jadon Sancho. Sorry, Jadon Sancho. And then Harvey Elliott has a obligation next year from Liverpool. It's like there's some attacking power, and then they try to fix their defense with Victor Lindelof signed as a free agent.
Solid player. I will say
It's just funny to me.
on the goal front, one thing I did want to mention earlier that I did see a Spurs fan just on the Spurs note, just saying, "Hey, everybody that's freaking out because we lost to Bournemouth, we have given up 1 goal this season, all season in 3 games. When's the last time we could have said that? We have 1 goal conceded through 3 games. Like, everybody, calm down. It's okay."
I'd also like to tell a group of people to calm down, personally.
All right, what we got?
And that's pundits and Liverpool fans who have the unmitigated goal to talk. Like, I feel like instead of celebrating their victory against Arsenal this weekend, they have just spent the entire weekend talking about how bad Arsenal are and how Arteta is the worst and blah, blah, blah. The pundits the most of all. Yes, this Liverpool-Arsenal game ended 1-0. Liverpool won. They scored a world-class free kick, and that's all there was to it. It was 2 evenly matched teams that canceled each other out really well, and for some reason, Arsenal are deemed the bad guys because they didn't roll up to Anfield and try and play tiki-taka football, and they decided to try and cancel out what Liverpool would try to do. So they're the bad guys because they didn't show up and try and play prime Wenger ball, and get rolled over. At this
point, because Lee Dixon did make a good point, and granted, Lee Dixon is an former Arsenal player. Yep. But what do you take of this point? I believe it was him, the pundit, that pointed out that perhaps when a free kick is 30 plus yards out, maybe the wall is more detriment to the goalkeeper than it is. Maybe it's blocking his vision more than it's helping protect him. Like, maybe that's not what we need to be doing.
I think that there's a world to say that like it's a mistake to have such big walls. I think there's definitely a world because United scored one against Arsenal last year. Bruno Fernandes, maybe it was a little bit closer than where Szoboszlai was on his. But yeah, I think that's a good point. Is that like
when it's so far out there, it might be better to let the keeper have just a clean view of it.
Yeah, or like maybe set up the walls to discourage like only certain portions of the goal or something like that. Like maybe like really wide. I don't know. I think it's a good point. It's a good point that Lee Dixon's making. He's a smart guy.
And hold on. I'm hopping on this Liverpool train too. Now, when Chelsea signed 2 midfielders for 100 mil each, y'all didn't let it go for like the whole season. They just signed 3. They broke the record twice, the transfer record twice in one window. And nobody's talking about how Liverpool's sold all of their youth kids, sold people to Saudi so they can buy big names.
We'll talk transfers in a minute. I just needed to get this point out, is that I think it's insane to me as an Arsenal supporter that over the last 3 years, this is the first Big 6 match Arsenal have lost in, I think, a year and a half or 2 years. It's insanely long.
It's like 3.5 years, I think.
It's not that long. It's shorter than that, but it's an insanely long time. It's the first time we've lost at Anfield in 4 seasons in the Premier League. And so I really disagree wholeheartedly with this whole conversation that Arsenal are the bad guys here because they tried to not lose at Liverpool. I just don't get it. Especially when
that's my only gripe.
Especially when we're missing Saka, Odegaard, and then Saliba after 6 minutes. Like we're missing 3 of our best players, and people expected Arsenal to just try and play the same way we would when we were at 100% fitness, which I think is ridiculous.
Ange would, but anyways.
Yeah, okay. Where's Ange? She's in Auckland right now.
Generally, my gripe with Arsenal is that you do try not to lose more than you try to win.
I disagree with that sentiment wholeheartedly.
I feel like finishing second 3 times in a row says different than them just trying not to lose. Because you got to win a fair few games and go out to try to win a fair few games.
We try not to lose
hostile ground.
We try not to lose certain games. Like we try not to lose.
That's what I mean. It's
but also you have to
recognize when you get to the big games, you try not to lose them.
Sure,
because we talked about on this podcast, that's the way to finish in the top 4. If you just don't lose the big games, and you just beat everybody else, you're going to finish in the top 4.
You
period.
don't have to win at City and Anfield every season to win the league. You could draw
No,
those games. You can draw those games and still
Win
win
them
the
at
league.
home.
Yes,
Win them at home and figure it out.
I've said this for the last 3 years. If we take 4 points off City and 4 points off Liverpool, I feel really good about our ability to win the league. Now, clearly this year we can't take 4 points off Liverpool, but we can take 3. And if we take 3 and they take 3, then we're cancel each other out. But like I disagree so heavily with this notion that Arsenal have to play that they have to play a certain way or else they're the bad guys, and I reject it implicitly, and I think it's totally unfair.
I think that's a lot. I don't think that's just an Arsenal problem, because if your team is not Liverpool or Manchester United, no matter how you play, no matter what you do, the amount of criticism and hate that happens is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like Liverpool just gets a pass on everything. Manchester United just gets a pass on everything.
You mean City?
There is
Do you mean City or United?
United.
United?
Well, City in a different way.
Well, that's because all the
City in a
pundits are ex-United people.
Right. And like and
All 3 of our teams face the wrath of it. I mean, like, how long have I had to defend Harry Kane for being arguably the best? Let's just say arguably the best, like English striker of all time. Or just arguably. All right, we're not going to go down this argument.
we're with you. We're with you.
But like, and then he just gets ripped every year. Like, what do you want the guy to do? Like, he puts up 20 goals every freaking year and like 10 assists. Like, what else do you want him to do?
Certainly he did his part as a...
Yeah, that's my point of like, you can't rip him because Tottenham, the rest of the team sucks.
Yeah.
Like, don't rip him.
But it's
personally.
Convenient. It's convenient to talk smack about Harry Kane because he doesn't win anything.
Well, now he has, so shut it up.
Let's quickly go over the points totals for our picks before we talk transfer window real quick, just so that's out of the way. Brad won this week. He had 5 correct picks. We had 4 other people come in with 4 picks total. And things are tight.
3 of us.
Yeah, we did
3
well.
of us are.
It's
through
almost
3 weeks.
It's almost like we've been doing a English football podcast for the last 6 years, and
I gotta know what I'm looking at.
Might have an idea.
What I'm looking at.
Miraculously, I'm still in the lead with 17 correct picks through 30. You guys are both on 16, so things are quite tight. Jimmy's
better than 50% again. All 3 of us.
Jimmy and Jack are coming in close. They're at 14. So and Chap's at 14 as well. So we just got to keep an eye on them. Joel Tamsy took last week off, so
we just gotta a word for Chap. You gotta get your picks in every week. Gotta get them in.
That's Tamsy, bro. Chap has all 30 in. Chap's been every week.
Yeah. Chap's been good this year, but he missed some weeks last week.
True. It's a good
last
point.
year.
It's a good point.
Just hey, stay focused. Remember to do it.
Lock in. Okay. Let's talk about this transfer window real quick.
Yep.
The English team spent like 3.5 billion pounds on transfers.
Yep.
The next closest was Italy, I think, at like 1 billion pounds.
I was gonna make a joke about if you asked a certain orange man in the Eastern Seaboard of Virginia that how much the English team spent, it probably would be about $3 trillion.
Wait, we're not touching that one.
All right.
Unnecessary. Yeah. So if we look at the highest net spend was Arsenal, and unfortunately transfer market is giving this to me in euros and not pounds, so you'll have to bear with me for not having the right denomination. So Arsenal's
probably got a pretty high one.
Tottenham were also quite high. I think the rank order was Arsenal, Liverpool. I think Tottenham was next after that. And so, but Chelsea had a great transfer window in terms of sales. They 300 million in sales. So that was tremendous work from them. So what do we make of this? What do we make of this transfer window, boys? United also had a really high transfer number.
Yeah, Chelsea wasn't in the top 10 most expensive transfers for the first time in like 7 years. So,
It's also,
but I
it's
think
also just
what we
crazy to me for you guys. This is what I wanted to ask you. We talked about it a little bit in the group text. Like, what is Bully's inherent need to have 48 players there? Like you what you were supposed to do
Clear
was like,
Lake,
all right, out of Clear Lake, out of all these
not
48
Bowley.
players, which one are good or not, sell the not good ones and get it down to a real roster size, and you sold those
We still
players
have. We
and
still
then
pretty
just
much
but then
are.
just bought the same amount of like what why?
Mhm.
Why
I
don't you
don't feel
just
like we
cut it
did.
down?
No, we sold a lot more than we bought this year. A
Maybe, but
because we
you're
had
still
to. A because we had to. Our net spend can't be more than 20 million for the next like 2 years, I think.
okay,
I
but
think.
why the need to buy so many
But
players? You
why like so
can't
like
you
that's
can't use
so
them.
the model is to have as many good young players as possible, give them their chances, and you've bought them cheap on low wages, or cheap, right? For Big Six standards, you've bought them mostly cheap on low wages. So if they don't pan out, or if they want to leave, or there's not space, it's easy to get rid of them, and you're bringing in profits. Think of there. So you have to like Clear Lake Capital is the main force behind Chelsea right now, right? And so to them, everything is an asset. So
Sure.
if I can buy cheap and young and sell in a year or two, and I come out with 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, like whatever, then that's a net positive, and the team growing and getting better.
And I
I
mean, like
think
we have
yes, I
we have to
think
be honest. Like Chelsea are tremendously good in the transfer market. Like they're like I'm not sure there's a better and it pain. I don't like giving Chelsea compliments. It actually
this
pains
hurts so much,
pains
doesn't
me
it?
to the core. But Chelsea are probably the best selling club in the Premier League. I don't know if there's a team that's better than Chelsea at selling. I mean, like I think Nicholas Jackson is a
And
perfect example of this. That they had an agreement with Bayern Munich to transfer Nicholas Jackson for a
On
loan.
a
It was like a loan and then
loan and
the
option to
option to
buy.
buy or whatever.
Yep.
Liam Delap gets injured. They tell Jackson, "Okay, we're not signing the documents. Come back to London." And so he's like, "Okay, I guess I'm getting on a plane back to London." Fast forward like 24 hours later, and Chelsea have a new arrangement with Bayern Munich where they get a higher loan fee. They get more money in the loan fee, and the obligation is
it's like 78 million.
potentially an
It's like
option. Like
it's like
the option is
it's
potentially an
20
obligation.
games, I think. Yeah. It's
It,
like 20 to 30 games he starts. It becomes an obligation.
it's well, if it's 20 games to start, then that's an astronomically high number for
I
It's
think
not
it might be
gonna.
20 games played.
Harry Kane's backup.
It might
Yeah,
be 20 games played. I don't know.
I
he's
mean,
not gonna start 20
yeah,
games
he's not
unless
going to
they're
start
going
20
two
games.
strikers.
Yeah.
I don't
Unless
know.
they go two strikers.
But
It might be played.
but like that's just
Either way,
I'm just using that as a point to
one that's total.
illustrate how good Chelsea
When I
are
saw
at
it was
this.
$78 million loan fee. I've never seen a loan fee
No,
so.
15.
That's
Yeah, it's like
15
16 and
mil,
change
and then
or
okay.
it's
So
something.
then I
like,
saw I
yeah,
had bad
15
information.
and
I
change,
had
and
bad
then it's
information.
71 for like the option slash
Option
obligation.
maybe. All right. So maybe that's what I was seeing. It was combined number is maybe
Yes.
what I was seeing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, yeah,
All
we
right.
got 85 for
Yeah,
Jackson. Like,
it's
and we
incredible.
bought him for 32,
And he's a bum.
If they buy him.
And he's a
If they
bum.
buy him.
Like
which I think they will be buying him.
I just don't get
He's
it.
not. I don't think he's playing Chelsea again. Yeah, I mean, we took opportunities in the market. We didn't spend. I mean, we still spent a lot because we bought a lot, right? But it wasn't like we didn't pay astronomically for a player this year. We got good value. I mean, Delap is a perfect example. It sucks that he's injured and Colwell is injured because that kind of like that deflates the transfer window because there wasn't a center back signed, and then we sold Nico as Liam Delap got injured. Like you kind of can't help that.
Yeah.
You can't if we did for injuries, then we really would have 48 first team players. But the players we brought in fit a need, fit a role. We needed left wingers because Sancho got left and Mudryk can't keep clean food. So we needed like and let's think about that, right? So Sancho, a more established player, we grabbed Garnacho at a pretty good fee. At like 40 mil is not terrible. Like that's a for-profit player later in the future.
Oh,
And then
wait,
we
who
got
did you-
Gittins
who-
really young.
You say
Huh?
Garnacho?
Yeah.
I was going to bring him up specifically because I am not entirely sold that he is ever going to amount to much in terms of transfer value or resaleability.
Like he's 2021.
Sure, I get that he's 21,
And-
but he flopped at United. If he flops at Chelsea, like
Did he flop at United or did he just like the reason why he flopped at United, I think, is an interesting thing, right? And I'm not gonna disagree with you that there is certain risks with Garnacho because of like the reason why he failed at United was because of his attitude.
yeah,
It was because of who because not how he played. He played very well. Like he banged goals.
disagree, but
He played okay, he played decent. Fine. He played decently well.
Decent.
think about the way you're
And
trying
here's
to
what
no, hold on. Think about the way you're trying to rationalize this. You're trying to rationalize this the same way that I rationalized the Kai Havertz transfer 2 years ago. So
You're still rationalizing.
You're using the same formulation of art. Oh, it's not his fault. It was
Well,
the
no.
position.
Well, hang on now.
Oh no, that's not what I was saying. I was saying he was a replacement for Sancho.
Let me be on Brad's side for just a second.
Mistake.
I think Garnacho. I think Garnacho is a lot like Richarlison, where the attitude is an issue, the skill is there, the attitude is an issue. So if you can just point the attitude in the right direction, then it's a really good player. But that's management and that's culture. And do Chelsea have the culture? I don't know, but clearly United didn't have the culture because he just was a bad apple among a lot of other bad apples. So does Chelsea have the culture? Like, and that's what I was saying about Thomas Frank with Richarlison is if you can just point that attitude in the right direction, he's a really like Richarlison's teammates like him.
Yeah.
And he's just got this bad attitude. Garnacho is probably the same way that his teammates like him. He's just got a bad attitude sometimes. And if you can just direct it, you just use that emotion in the right way. He's a good player.
All right. Let's open this up beyond just Chelsea.
Yeah,
which team do you guys think had the best transfer window?
If you say anybody but Liverpool, you're wrong.
Newcastle.
Okay. Tell me why you say Newcastle had the best transfer window, Sean. Make me put me on your team.
I was mostly trolling, but they don't have a bad transfer. All things considered, give me just a second. I'm stalling to pull up their.
They signed Woltmaid, Alanga, Wissa, Ramsey, Thau. How do you pronounce that? Malik.
Thiaw?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Defender.
I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Center back.
Yeah. Aaron Ramsdale. Like those are their big signings.
They get a backup. The topper. Need Alanga. Like I think they got depth where they needed depth. I think they got a backup striker. They ended up. It took a while, but they ended up getting their man in Wissa. Ramsey's good depth for the midfield. They haven't had to bring Miley off. A 19-year-old Miley off. Did they lose some stuff? God, transfer market has so many ads.
They paid $69 million for 12 goals.
Yeah, so Brad, why do you say that Liverpool had the best window?
They bought the best striker available. They bought hold on. Missing out on Goihi kinda is a bad look for everybody involved. They brought in the next goalie. They brought in a new number 10, Florian Wirtz.
Yep.
They brought in a right back to replace Trent Alexander-Arnold. They brought in a really good left back.
To replace Andy Robertson.
Right. And you got out Luis Diaz and you brought in Hugo Ekitike. And you got rid of Darwin Nunez. You got rid of Nunez.
Is Frimpong injured?
Ekitike, huh?
Yeah. Frimpong's
injured.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Frimpong got hurt.
Then why is Sabalzai playing right back?
Because Frimpong was injured.
All right. So that's generally my point of okay. sure, you brought in Verts, but like, did you need him?
And
Like-
Isak.
You know,
And
Did they need Isak? Yes. Did they need Verts? I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe the argument would be that you should be constantly adding to your team and not just adding when you need.
Look, they won the league last
Like, so
year,
maybe-
and they
maybe
got
that's the
better in
argument.
every single. They got better in every single space of play.
I think except for center back.
Correct, but that's because Goi's things got pulled because Glasner threatened to leave. Glasner's
Yeah.
like, "You do this, I'm out."
Which is objectively
Yeah,
right
if you
for
sell objectively right, yeah, you sell
Which
as
apparently,
and Gui, and I'm out of here, dude. You're setting me up to fail.
without replacement.
Without replacement, yeah.
Yes.
Without replacement.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like a homer. I think Arsenal did a better job of addressing their deficiencies in the transfer market than maybe Liverpool did. I'm not arguing that like Liverpool clearly signed the best available center forward. They clearly signed the best available central attacking midfielder.
Okay, arguably, Javi Simmons.
Okay, well,
arguably,
I think it goes
the best
Verts,
available.
Eze, Simmons, in my opinions.
Well, Eze is a left wing, so
Eze can play anywhere, bro. He's an attacking midfielder.
Yeah.
He is a Swiss Army knife, which is exactly what Mikel Arteta is looking for in players. But I think if you look at like Arsenal, what were Arsenal deficient in last year? They were deficient in center forward depth,
goal scored.
wing depth, and creativity, right? Like that's what people would say. And
No.
we kept our defensive structure basically the same. We kind of had a little bit of shuffle with center backs, with Kivior leaving and bringing on this new kid from Leverkusen, and then we signed a center forward, one of the two center forwards that we wanted. We got Eze, we got Madueke as cover for Saka. We got a decent backup goalkeeper in Kepa. So like bring in Zubamendi and Norgard to replace aging defensive midfielders who are leaving. Like I think
just as a generalization, Gyökeres looks lost. I don't know if you've noticed that, but
I
it
agree with
doesn't
you.
look like either he's not clear on the plan.
Yeah, I think Gyökeres needs more time.
Or he's not being coached into the game plan. Either his direction is to just kind of hang out and wait for something to happen, or he's not clear on what he's supposed to be doing. It's what it looks like when I watch Arsenal.
I think James, you
'Cause it
were
looks like
correct
it's
in
just
what you
a
said
lot of
at the
standing around.
beginning. At the beginning of the summer transfer window, bring in my striker now so he has the full summer.
Yeah. Like just
So like it's gonna take a couple of games around. I mean I think we can all are like I said Liverpool because
because of Isak. You said because of
Correct.
Isak because they got Isak.
100%. Yeah, Isak they got words. And Akateke, like that's
Yeah.
a heck of a window. And you resign Salah and resign Van Dijk.
I guess my question about Ekitike
But
is that like,
I
do you
don't
need
think-
Ekitike if you have Isak? Is my problem. It seemed like they signed Ekitike when it was like, oh, I guess we're not going to get Isak, and then they still got Isak, and I'm like, do you need?
Well,
They're not both
Why
going
not?
to play. Sure, like I get that, but
yeah. What you're going to do is you're going to move Ekitike to where
To the left.
You're going to move him to the left,
I guess so.
and now your attack
I have
is
Isak coming on the left because he normally did at Newcastle. He was kind of like left center.
no, it's Isak's the center forward.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you bring Ekitike off the left, and I played against me personally. Yeah, I was on the field in Leverkusen in the semifinal against, but Tottenham played Leverkusen in the semifinal of the Europa last year. Ekitike is a menace, man. Like that dude is all over the field.
It's true.
There's no rhyme or reason of where he is. So to think that he could play left wing is not unimaginable.
I mean,
he could absolutely play left wing.
He has that Liverpool brand of high press, high intensity football written all over him. Like he
already has it. That's already how he thinks.
He fits in exceptionally well at Liverpool, at this iteration of Liverpool.
They could put him at center back. He'd be fine. He just still got the mentality of what to do. I think Tottenham had a good transfer window, honestly. I know did we have the best? No, so I didn't throw my name in there. But bringing in Xavi Simmons, a couple of the other signings we had, bringing in the Kai. We loaned out Vuskovic. I didn't get that unless the idea is just to like
Minutes.
we're planning on selling. Yeah, minutes. Just get him because he's 18. Just like get him some minutes because he's going to Werder Bremen or Dortmund, not Dortmund. He's going to a German team where he's going to play. It's one of the lower Bundesliga teams that he's going to play, and he's really good. I really wanted to see him in a Tottenham shirt this year. Hamburg, yeah. I knew he was going to get some minutes. I just really wanted to see him in a Tottenham shirt this year.
Do you think
so
Tottenham
good.
would have signed Xavi Simons if Madison was not injured?
No.
Yeah.
And it's not just Madison doing his ACL. It's also Kulusevski having did his ACL before. Like, so it's like both. Like now we have nobody to play that role.
And
effectively. Because we're right now we're playing Sar there, and that's not what he does.
And you brought in Koulibaly from PSG as a loan on the transfer day too, on deadline day 2.
Yeah, that's true.
What?
They came up.
Koulibaly?
You didn't know that?
Yeah.
No, I did not know that.
No,
Yeah, y'all sent
breaking
y'all
news on Red
sold
Card
Hill
Radio.
finally, sent Solomon out on loan, and picked up Koulibaly because Juventus couldn't get it over the line.
Well,
all right.
This is
depth.
This is the longest podcast we've done in years at this point. So much for the 15-minute podcast we've been trying to do in the past. But if you've listened to this long, we need to hear what.
I thought you said 50.
No, I said 15 minutes that we aim for.
I thought you wanted 50 minutes.
No, dog. No, we aim for 15 minutes during regular recording sessions. We just
my bad.
went for a cool almost hour. And so I'm going to end this now. If you've listened to this long, thank you. But we need to hear from you. Who do you think had the best transfer window, and why do you think that? Also be curious to see who you guys think had the worst transfer window and why it's Fulham. Or whoever you want, or what, Wolves or West Ham. I don't care who you pick. Just there were some absolutely terrible transfer windows.
Why'd you have a shot for Fulham there?
They didn't do anything until like the last week. They sat on their
odd shot to take. It's all right. Take your shots where you want. It just was odd to me.
I think Fulham didn't have a good window. I don't think.
All right.
But let us know what you guys think. Join our Discord so you can talk with us there or get your picks in, and so you can submit your selections for the worst refereeing decisions or PGMOL decisions.
Yeah.
It's in the link of the video or the podcast. Hit us up on social media. Brad is at KSBradG. Sean is at WhiteHeart_Sean. I'm at James Tiffany. Collectively, we can be reached at RedCard_Radio. We really appreciate you tuning in for however much you listen to. And we will be back next week with, I think, just a preview next week. Probably just a preview of round 4. But until then, I hope you have a good week. Maybe watch some international football. Maybe go outside. I don't know. But we'll be back next week with something. And until then, I hope you all have a lovely week.